get is I would get a table that showed every single customer ID with a frequency of 1 next to it. That's, not only is that a really big table that you're not interested in, but it's not information that you would ever care about. Okay? So what I'm doing is I'm saying, well, the limit is 10 distinct values. So if something has more than 10 distinct values, I'm only going to see the first 10. I'm not going to see anything beyond the first 10 distinct values. Okay? So that will limit the analysis for any column that's like a continuous column. All right? I'll click on, and I'll leave that at 10. I'll click on Finish. And notice that characterized data is running. It's got a green background. If you look at the bottom, it tells me it's running a proc SGplot. It tells me it's doing some type of graphic. And it's going to think about that. And it's going to run this multiple times. It's going to run this once for each column. So it's creating tables and columns for every single, or excuse me, tables and bar charts for each column in the table. The first column is called category. That's the name of the column. And it has 4 distinct values: chocolate, gummy, hard, and sugar-free. And it tells me the frequency count of each of those, and it tells me the percent of the total. So this tells me that more than 50%, 55% of all of my sales are chocolate, some type of chocolate candy. That's the most popular. Sugar-free, as you would expect, is the least popular. Right? All right. Customer ID. I don't have very many customers, do I? I know that's not even 10, right? All right. So for each customer, customer number 100 is my biggest customer. 21% of all sales go to that customer. The customer name, Allmark. You can tell this is mocked up data, right? Got a frequency count of exactly the same for all these customer names. All right. Customer type. You can see those values are all the same too. All right. Now look at product ID. Product ID. There's a lot of different products. There's more than 10 of them. So I see the first 10, and then I have this thing that says all other values. So there could have been 5,000 different product IDs. I'm only going to see the first 10 because that's what I established.
Is there any way to see the, volume-wise, the highest 10 at this stage?
Is there any way to see the what? The
highest 10 other than 10.
That is the top 10.
It's the top 10.
That's the top 10
It shows
already.
them in order, right? So this is 7%, 6%, 5%, and so on. So it does
It's
show
not the first 10, but it's the
That's why
highest.
she said the first 10. It's not the first order. The order 1, 2, 3 looks like the top 10.
It's the top 10. Correct. It is the top 10. It always shows them, by default anyway, as far as the characterized data wizard goes, it will show them in order, highest frequency to lowest. Okay?
Was it doing this for every field in the table?
Every field in the table, by default. That's what the characterized data is for. Now, if I want to hone in on individual columns, there are other tasks to do that. But the whole purpose of this task is I don't know anything about this data, so I want to characterize the whole thing. I just want a quick view of the data.
Why would the customer ID and the customer name have different values? Isn't the customer ID associated?
I'd have to look at the data to tell you that.
It's not.
100, it can't be, right?
Row 6.
Oh wait, there's the customer name right next to it. So Allmart is also shows up as customer ID 102. Yeah, the data, and it also shows up as customer ID number 103. So we definitely have a data quality problem here. That's a whole other issue. That's a different class. And you know what? It's very possible that this data is used for some type of data cleansing class, and so maybe that's why it's like that, so that they can clean that stuff up.
I just thought I found a bug in it.
Yeah, no, the program's good. It's the data that's bad. All right. So looking back at the results, We also see that for numeric data, if we scroll down a little bit, we get some statistics on it. So anything that's a number, for instance, total cases is a good one. We'll see N is just a frequency count. N miss is the number of missing. Then we get a sum of the total cases. We get the minimum total cases, the average total cases, the median, the max, and the standard deviation, and the standard mean. All right, so we get that for all numeric columns. And then we get the frequency report in a bar chart. So notice that this is for category. So this bar chart shows me the exact same information as the first table. Chocolate, gummy, hard, sugar-free. Notice that the chocolate is the highest. So that tells me that if I look at the bar chart of that, chocolate is going to be the biggest bar. So this is very good because sometimes when you see things in tabular form, it just doesn't jump out at you like a bar chart. So I can really visually see how much more chocolate is than the rest. All right? So this is just a way, and again, this is just a very, very simple task to just kind of get a general sense of your data. All right, let me scroll down. Here's the one that has all other values, right? This is the product ID, where I've got all these products. So there's quite a few other product IDs out there, so we might want to up that a little bit if we want to see more product IDs. And also if I scroll down, eventually, we don't show you this in the book, but eventually we hit a blank one. And a blank chart. The bars got pretty small here for total cases. When we got down to just total sales, I think, it didn't tell us. But I think this one's the total sales. Basically what happened is it couldn't fit all the bars in. There were just too many bars. All right, so what I can do is I can look at the log, and what they show you in the book, and you can click on that log, it'll show you the SAS log. But in the book what they do, let's follow the book, they have us close this, so X out of this. And that'll bring us back to our project flow. So there's my original table, there's my characterized data wizard task, and there's the report. And you'll notice that the task, both on the project flow and over here in the hierarchical view of that, has a little exclamation point on it. That tells me that there was some problem when this thing ran. So if I right mouse click on either of those, I can go to open log. So this is another way to get to the log. And what I might want to do here is do a Control F and search for warning or error. I think there were no errors, but if you search for warning, it'll jump down to the warnings that are in the log. And one of the things that it tells me is too many discrete values. This is a bar chart warning, and so that's why that thing did not get drawn. Because there were too many discrete values. So too many bars. It just couldn't fit them all in. All right? So let's X back out of here. And we want to save this. So I'm going to do a file, and I want you to do a save project. Actually, save project as. All right, we're going to save the project. And I'm going to put it under the S drive. So let's go to my computer. Under my computer, let's go to the S drive. And then Workshop, Chocolate Enterprises. I think that's where we're going to put it, right? S Workshop Chocolate Enterprises. Yes. And I'm just going to call it Workshop 1. So down here in the file name, I'll type in Workshop 1. And it'll automatically get an extension of EGP, that's an Enterprise Guide Project. Okay, so it saves it. It should say Workshop 1 up here on the title bar. Don't close Enterprise Guide. What I want to do next is to show you an alternative way to explore your data, and that's with the data exploration. That's on page 2-18. What I'll do this time is I go to File, with my file pull down.
Yeah, the data that we worked with, the category and all that were defined before, or does it automatically, can it automatically choose the categorical variables and do it? If it is just to data say some categorical variables, some numeric and so
The
forth.
way that task works
Yeah.
is every character variable is considered to be a categorical variable.
That's automatic.
It's just, that's what it does.
So we really don't have to define anything.
You don't. That's why that wizard was so simple. You know, a lot of the wizards, it would ask you which one is category. Like if I wanted year to show up as a category, because it really is a category, then I could do that. But since year was a number, it treated it as a numeric analysis variable. Yeah. So again, that's probably the simplest task with the fewest possible options. You know, if I look over here under tasks, there are a lot of tasks here, right? Those are the data tabs.